Hey there, welcome back to this week's episode of the C-Town Podcast, where Seattle business owners, entrepreneurs, and community leaders are invited on to share their stories with us. I'm your host, Christian Harris. This week's episode of the C-Town Podcast is brought to you by C-Town Real Estate. Their mission to make a difference extends beyond just their unique and unconventional approach with their clients and their agents. They partner with the community to give back a percentage of the proceeds from each home sale to a local nonprofit of their client's choice. Visit ctown.com, sea-town.com, and experience the difference with C-Town Real Estate today. This episode of the C-Town Podcast is another special one brought to you from the West Seattle Beer and Music Festival. I'm joined by the band Marmalade, which is a 12-piece improv funk band with 2 turntable DJs. Enjoy the episode.
What's up, y'all? I'm here representing the band Marmalade. We reside out of Fremont, founded in 2002. My name is Chad Red Light of Dawn. I'm here with DJ Shapeshifter.
Shapey in the house.
Right. So, way back in '02, there were a couple of different bands going on. I was in a band with other members of Marmalade, Chemo, Funk Love, Beautiful Mike. We had a band called New Soul Tribe. And then there was Sting Shark, and also kind of Fat City was on like the back burner. But Sting Shark was consistent of our bass player Bob Lovelace, Sting Shark, Brian Ray on guitar and vocals, and Faith on drums, and John Reeser on horn. It was basically 2 bands came together as one, and it was actually a concept. I was at a coffee shop that is long gone on Capitol Hill. I don't even remember the name of it, but I was there with Laura Peace, and we were talking about starting a night, and she was like, let's call it Marmalade, and we talked about merging these bands, because we had Peace up on a New Soul Tribe track in the studio, and we started talking about doing this night, and we're like, we're going to do it at this club called Toast in Fremont. And she was like, Marmalade on Toast. And she's like, I got this DJ friend, DJ Shapeshifter. So kind of like Peace and myself and Shapey were like the first 3 names involved. And then we brought in the New Soul Tribe members, Beautiful Mike, Chemo, Funk Love. We went through a few different drummers and bass players, and then we had Dominic on sax, right?
I remember those days.
And then all of a sudden we had this idea to fucking merge with the Sting Shark crew. So we brought in their band and our band and made one band.
And this is the reason why there's so many members in the actual. This is the reason why there's so many members in the actual band is because it's actually a formulation of 2 different bands, and so technically it's a 12-piece, I believe, and we have 2 turntablists as well. And this is before you could DJ with computers, and back then it was only records, and the night hella crates, crates and crates of records, and the night was getting so popular that we needed to have like other DJs, and so we have 2 of them now, myself being one of them, Leopold Bloom being the other, and together we hold down the beginning, the middle, and the end, because the band needs a break, and we hold it down, and we've been playing together so well for so many years that we've perfected the art of blending everything together. So it's not just Marmalade, the night, it's not just Marmalade, the name of the band, it's an actual experience. And the only way for you to truly understand that is if you come to the weekly on Thursday, and you will truly understand the Marmalade experience. All live, all improvisational. We make that shit up live, straight up to your dome, you know what I'm saying? It's like nothing reoccurring. We do it all the time. Big up. We got Davey C in the house. Say what up, Davey C.
What's happening?
Nice. Now where...
Chad Red Light over here to the left. My main man, Chad.
Davey C right here. He's been, what year did you join Marmalade? Like 05, 06?
I'll say like 05, yeah. Yes, I don't like to think about it, but yeah, about 2005. I was at the Toast.
Yeah.
The Toast was really the party spot.
It was.
That was the party. It was like it's like being in the middle of the dance floor. That's what the stage was.
Yeah.
You got people dancing on you while you're playing. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It'll never be like, that was like my favorite part of it.
Nice.
But it's been a long time. Been a real long time.
Nice. Now, question for you. Has it been kind of an evolution? I mean, you guys have been together for a long time. And I've heard funk bands, I've heard DJs, but I've never heard them combined. I mean, I was, I wasn't up there, but I mean, I was grooving back here. Like you guys just have a great feel. I mean, I love the funk with the DJs and stuff. I mean, has that always kind of been the flavor? Has it kind of evolved? Or?
It's always been the flavor. The intention has always been to blend the party and have a seamless experience. So going from the DJ set right into the band, so there won't be a break. It'll be like, if Shapey's spinning and we get on stage, Davey will come in on top with his beat. He's the drummer.
Yep.
And he'll come in with the beat, and then we all just layer in, and sometimes there'll only be 3 members up there. And then people will kind of filter up.
Sure.
And then and then the DJ will pull out when it's proper, and and it's very organic.
Yeah.
It's never the same, but it's always the same. If
Sure.
that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, I was just talking to my wife the other day, and we're like, where do the rock and funk and improv music go? I mean, that's what I grew up on. I was in a band back in the day, and it was all improv. It was all let's get together and jam, and people just play off each other. You just don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
But,
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's an opportunity to try things that we all do in our other projects or shedding at home, working on stuff. We get to bring it to the table and try to bring something fresh and new. Because being it's improv, it's a beautiful dance of always being in the moment.
Right. With the band being so big, is it hard to get together? Being improv, you probably don't have to practice, quote unquote. But it's something you guys do a weekly.
We
show?
never practice.
Okay.
I mean, we've done a few years ago. We backed up an artist in Seattle, Tiffany Wilson, and we were her backing band for her CD release.
Okay.
So we did a bunch of rehearsals for that, and we did a bunch of rehearsals for Stevie Wonder tribute.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Otherwise, unless we're working on a particular show that requires learning material, we just get together on the fly on Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys record as well, or are you just strictly live?
It's been a minute, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We did a record, what was that, about 2010? And never really officially released it, so we have a lot of material with a different singer on it, too.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 245s from We Coast Records. One of the members of Marmalade, Funk Scribe, keyboard player, has a record label called We Coast Records. And there's 245s. I think Marmalade's got maybe one.
I think 2.
Yeah, 245s are released on that record label. 45 vinyl, and that is available at WeCoastRecords.com. Really.
Shout out to Anthony, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, got to get up to get down. That's the jam.
Yes.
And shout out to Ernest Pumphrey too. He was the lead vocalist on that song. Wrote the lyrics as well. And just that. I think that there should be. We did a session of some music. It was maybe 6 months ago. Just a handful of new music, and hopefully we'll see what happens. But looking at pressing some more of that up too as well.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Okay. Now, are you guys able to fully sustain yourselves off of the band? Do you all have got day jobs, or what's kind of the personal side of things?
Yeah, me personally, yes, I have a day job. I own a business as a general contractor, and but the dream is always alive.
Sure.
I'm always hustling and grinding toward. A lot of us, we're all family men. A lot of us, so providing and taking care. It can be challenging to do solely on music.
Sure.
But there are members like Davey C here. He does it on music alone, and
nice.
And he's the king hustler. He's my fucking hero when it comes to hustling the music.
Kids don't do this.
I think one of the most magical things about Marmalade is when you come to the weekly and you see the experience, you'll notice that the music is being played by either myself or Leopold Bloom. And when the members arrive, they sound check to what the DJ is playing at the time. And it makes it seem a bit more seamless. And also, for Leopold and myself, we're both turntablists. And so when you're playing with live musicians, they play in key. and your turntable can only play in key if it's going at a certain speed. So a lot of times we'll change the speed of the record to match the key of the band, and a lot of people don't understand that. They have no concept of it, but we do. And that's the reason why we stand out more than other bands that have DJs, and that's why we are Marmalade, #1, Seattle.
Nice. Now your weekly, where's that at again?
That is in Fremont. We're at High Dive, 536 North Fremont, and we've been there for almost 16 years.
It's been over 17 that
Over 17 years.
that we've been doing the thing.
Yeah, fools have been raising children, sending them off to college on this shit. You know what I'm
Some people
saying?
are grandfathers now, actually, in the
Right,
band.
right.
Some people about to be grandfathers, you know. So yeah, we're going 2-3 generations of this, you know. No joke, you know. My youngest is about to go to high school, you know what I'm saying? And I think when I joined, shoot, maybe she wasn't even born yet. I said 2 others, but I'm just saying, you know. But definitely. I do love the DJ situation in this group where it's like we both try to understand each other's world because they're both different. Being a DJ and being a musician it's just 2 different worlds, but somehow we bring it together. I've seen other DJs work with musicians and they act like we're from Mars. I'm like looking at it like we're all the same. It's just music. Sure. You know what I'm saying? You just have to get to it. But like I said, the Marmalade DJs, Leopold and Shapey, you know, they get it. They know how, one, to get the party started, and then we can seamlessly come in, and then they know what to do. You know, they just know what to do. Nobody's scared. Nobody has any, you know what I'm saying? It's like real seamless. You know, I don't think a lot of people do that kind of thing, you know, anywhere else, you know. It's definitely a Marmalade thing, you know. Yep, Heart of Fremont every Thursday, High Dive.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you guys must have some magic. I mean, keeping 12 people together in a cohesive band of, with this passion. I mean, that's kind of unheard of. I mean,
Marmalade's really a sticky jelly. It's hard to get away. It's hard to get away. You try to leave it, just still got some on me. You're like, F it, I'm going back in the jar. You know what I'm saying? Give me some more. You know, but I know it's like, the thing is that the longer it goes, I mean, you look back, I remember we was like, wow, 10 years we've been doing this, you know. Now it's almost 20.
Yeah.
You can't leave something like that. That's a lot of investment.
It's a lot of history,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether you do it once a year, where you do it every Thursday or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You just, once you Marmalade, you always Marmalade.
Yeah,
you know?
love it.
Speaking of sticky, this guy right here, he was our original OG from day one singer.
Nice.
And then he left for a long ass time, and he still has some Marmalade on his shoe.
Okay, he came back, huh?
He came back. So how long you been back with the crew? About 3 years?
I don't do time. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we do so good on stage. It's kind of, I just do it till it's done.
Sure.
And I think, when we perform on the Thursday nights, I feel like we can keep going even after the place is close to shutting down. It's like we're just getting warm, just warming up. And that's sometimes how I feel about this. The scene is it's constantly evolving, constantly changing, just like the music itself as an improv troupe and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like we'll be here in various forms forever.
Okay. What brought you back?
What brought myself?
Yeah.
I guess every time you go deep, you got to come up for air. And I go back and forth with it. I do music, and then I do real life, and then I come back to the music, and then I do real life. And I kind of lost track of what's real. Is the music the real life, or is the working life the real life? So it's nice to have that balance. It's nice to come back and do what I do as a person. But the main thing is, I believe, the camaraderie with the people.
Sure.
It's not just playing music; it's going out and hanging out with my friends.
Okay.
Primarily. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Okay. Now talking about the stickiness of the group and the people, got me thinking about where did the name Marmalade come from?
So that I spoke on it earlier, but Laura Peace Kelly, she was an OG member of Marmalade.
Okay.
And reflecting back on that meeting, I don't know if you heard of that part of the podcast, but
it was a little noisy, so I mean,
got you. Yeah. Well, we had a little meeting at a coffee shop in Capitol Hill, and we were talking about starting tonight because we had a band called New Soul Tribe,
Okay.
and we were just talking about doing tonight. She was singing some tracks on our record, and we were vibing with her. She came up with the name Marmalade.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were playing at Toast at the time.
Okay.
So she was like Marmalade at Toast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Lady Marmalade. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Lady Marmalade.
So I mean, you guys, regularly play, on, once a week. I mean, what's kind of next for you guys? Just kind of keep it up and keep moving forward.
There's
keep
a lot
evolving?
of branches off of Marmalade.
Okay.
It's in I wouldn't even say they just branched off of Marmalade, but it's a hub where all these musicians have side projects or their own projects. Davey C mentioned We Coast earlier, our boy Funk Scribe, Anthony, and Funk Love's been doing a lot of stuff with We Coast too. It's part of his thing, and Davey C, and so that's like a heavy recording project, making hits.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that going on, and then this guy's got a couple records, and I'm making a record, and Davey.
I was just gonna say, don't let him escape. He's like a little bit down low, but boy, wait till you hear his joints, right?
Yeah,
When
pretty
he
tight.
posts them on
Okay.
Instagram, I'm like waiting for them to get pressed.
Okay.
He got some heat too,
Okay.
for real, absolutely. But I think that's actually what it's like. Marmalade is, in a way, it's a collective, of different, it's all these people that do come together and bring whatever they do in other music and other things together, and I think that is what makes. It's almost like if you were going to define Marmalade, to me, that's what it's defined. Actually, a while ago, Funk Love. Me, it's like, oh man, we gotta rehearse. Oh, we gotta get some merchandise. We gotta rehearse. We gotta go on tour. Let's go. Be on time. Da da da. It's like, man, Marmalade's not a band. It's a night. It's an experience.
Sure.
It just done. It's like somebody hit me over the head with a bat. Like, yeah, he's totally right. Because that's exactly what it is.
Sure.
It's just about when you count it off and start.
Yeah.
That's Marmalade.
Okay.
Whoever's on what,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
I feel like it's something that doesn't, like, when you have a good thing musically, sometimes it's good to bank on those things, but Marmalade's not one of those things that need to be banked on from an opportunistic standpoint.
Sure.
We've tried many times over the years,
Sometimes, man.
and it's just like doesn't seem to be in the cards.
Okay.
I just think that it's a night first and foremost, only because like that's what you should expect. That's the only thing you should expect is to come, set up, have a good time doing it, and the people that walk through the door, give them the best time you can without thinking about a monetary thing and without thinking about a future. I mean, we're living in the moment. In that moment, we can have anything we want. It's like people, they try to monetize music and stuff like that. Well, this is the reason why I want to do music. This is the whole reason. Not to sell it, get a big house, a car, whatever, all these things and deals and stuff like that. Ultimately, it's to do what we're doing that night. That's the payment.
Okay.
That's the riches. That's the wealth that I feel in the band, and I want to keep it going.
Okay. So what brought the Marmalade experience to the West Seattle Beer and Music Festival?
Ooh, that's I believe I didn't book it.
Okay.
I followed.
Well, we played it like last year for the first time, right?
That was Adrian Witherspoon. Yeah, Spoon did it.
Yeah.
He's not even here.
He's a trombone player.
Okay.
And who's talking is this is John Reeser on the saxophone.
On the
Excellent.
tacos.
Hey there.
Yep.
Tacos.
Yeah, tacos.
Taco microphone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a collective that's gotten together over the course of over a decade and a half that believes in the power of body movement, and we show up, we set up, we do things improvisational, and sometimes we tap into things that have been done before, and you get the crowd kind of swelling and it's familiar.
Yeah.
Then right back into experimental, and they just kind of lose themselves and they're dancing and socializing. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Sure.
It's at the High Dive every Thursday in Fremont.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, we'll keep it going.
Okay. Yeah, anything else you guys want to add? Yeah.
Can we come back to you?
Yeah.
All right. Baby?
Yeah, it's a really cool opportunity to be able to come out to West Seattle because Marmalade is mostly Fremont.
Sure.
One of the big events that Marmalade does is we do the Fremont Fair, and every year it's just off the chain. Like we are actually set up on a float, and we get 30 people on it to play.
Yeah.
And for real, you look, it's like 100,000 people. Like we're the last float, and you look back, and it's people all the way down the street on 36th Avenue. It's the most insane experience.
It's almost like Seattle's a ghost town except for Fremont.
Right. There's and it every year it gets bigger and bigger. In fact, the float even got bigger.
Yeah.
You know.
Solstice parade's no joke.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, Solstice. Fremont is like every year we do it. It's probably the biggest, like.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
You know, and.
The other thing is like, we toured France in 2005.
What?
Yeah, Marmalade went and toured France. No, we didn't just tour Paris.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't just go there and play a show. No, we played Nantes, Angers, Marseille, Carcassonne, Paris. You know, all the places in France, and lost ourselves. And you know, so we come back here and we perform at the Solstice Parade. It almost like, what was that? The Fête de la Musique in June. Where the whole city in France, basically, when the whole city in France is basically all the musicians performing in this one particular place, it was kind of like performing at Volunteer Park in Seattle.
Can I tell a story with that?
Sure, Chad Red Light.
So we had pulled into Marseille, and we had no gig lined up on that day, which is like the day to do music in France, right? And we went to a falafel shop and asked them if we could like give them some euros to plug in an extension cord. And it turns out this whole town square, there was no music in there. Like everybody has music on every street, bumping, DJs, little bands, but this whole town center where the whole town came together, no band. So we set up, next thing we know, we had like a few thousand people watching us. We're putting on a show for like the whole town center. And then we made the front page of the newspaper in Marseille. And we didn't even have a gig. Couldn't get more like serendipitous than that, you know?
And it felt huge. My point was, it felt super, super huge to me, you know, personally, because I had never experienced such a, like, we felt like we were on the corner.
Sure.
You know, and everywhere I looked, there's just like people all the way down the street, all the way down the blocks, all the way everywhere. And then I come and do the show with the Marmalade crew on a float at Solstice Parade, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. You know, I look in all directions, and I especially look behind us, and there's people blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks away. Well, after you look past the cops and the garbage people right behind us picking up trash and pushing people along. But past all that, you know, it's just like you see hundreds of thousands of people. In my eyes, it just felt like that. So anyway, this is one of the beautiful things about being in a band that this is we play all people's music and mostly music that'll get anybody's body moving.
Sure. No, I love it. I mean, especially love bringing that to West Seattle. I mean, we're a little tame over here, and it's great to like have something that gets you moving. You know.
Well, you fooled me.
Yeah. Well, it feels tame, you know.
Yeah.
So, no, it's great. I really enjoyed it. So, hopefully, you guys come back next year. And thanks for taking the time to share with us a little bit about your stories. So.
For sure.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it.
It's awesome.
C-Town Podcast. Got you.
Yeah, C-Town Podcast.
Got you. Marmalade, over and out.
All right. Thank you much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That wraps up this week's episode. Make sure to check out our guest website, pay them a visit, and help spread the word about what they are doing. If you have any questions, know someone who should be a guest on here, or has a great story worth sharing, email me at christianharris@ctown.com. That's sea-town.com. I would also love it if you would go to iTunes and give us a review and a nice 5-star rating. We work hard to bring on great guests and provide exceptional content, and getting a review from you is one way to help the podcast rank well in iTunes so others can find and enjoy the show. You can also find out more about me, how my real estate brokerage is breaking the mold and making a difference in our Seattle communities, and other projects I'm working on by visiting ctown.com, sea-town.com. Thanks for listening. The music for our podcast is courtesy of The Fascination Movement. You can find their albums in the iTunes Store. You can also listen to more episodes and find all our show notes on our website at ctownpodcast.com. This has been a Seatown Media production.